Good morning, everyone. Today is Thursday, December 3rd, 2020. My name is Karen Bodenschatz. I serve as Associate Pastor at First Lutheran Church in Onalaska, Wisconsin, and this is my morning musing. So I woke up late this morning. I don't know about you. I don't know why I woke up late. My alarm went off like it should, but I chose in my sleepy state to ignore that alarm. And at some point during the protracted ignoring of the alarm, it wasn't like it was just I hit the snooze a couple of times. It occurred to me in my mostly asleep but slightly awake mind that today was Thursday, which meant I needed to do a musing. That's all that happened. I went back to sleep. And when I finally woke up, the first word that popped into my head this morning was seeds. I was like, well, that's interesting. And then the question, what seeds are you planting, came into my head, and I thought, oh, good morning, Holy Spirit. And so as I was making the coffee, because I needed to do that before I could sit down and speak with you all, I began to think about this question. What does this question mean? What seeds are you planting? And I remembered a sunflower that grew in the patches that just on the other side of my patio where there's things growing. And I had bought some sunflower seeds early in the spring, early summertime to plant because I love sunflowers, and I've always dreamed of having just big, tall sunflowers right by my patio. And I did purchase those sunflower seeds and then got really busy with work and life, and then remembered the sunflower seeds and couldn't find them. So I was like, well, I guess we'll try again next year. But my parents feed the birds that have their bird feeders above this area outside my patio. They feed them sunflower seeds. And so at some point, one fell and then actually took root and grew. And it was so exciting then in fall to see a one sunflower on my patio. But as I was thinking about that story, I thought about the seeds that we are unintentionally sowing and the seeds that are being intentionally sowing. And I'm not sure during this time, this last year, that I've been thinking intentionally about what seeds I wanted to sow during this kind of, this really weird time, but I think of this time almost like a little bit like a field that has been winterized and is just waiting for spring. And maybe that's just because that's what's happened to the field down the street. But I really haven't thought about what am I intentionally doing to sow some seeds that we can reap later. So that's been a very interesting question. But I do believe there have been seeds planted unintentionally during this time. So that's where the Spirit has led me. This is what I've been thinking about in the half an hour between when I woke up and thought seeds and when I sat down to record this musing. What seeds are you planting right now as an individual, as a household? What seeds are we planting as a community, as a church, that we will then reap the benefits of later? And what are those things that maybe we've done unintentionally that we need to be thinking about, perhaps digging up and throwing away? The other thing I thought of, though, was the gospel story of the sower, the crazy one that just throws the seed. Jesus says a sower went out to sow, and seed fell on all sorts of different kinds of ground. This was not a careful sowing of a cornfield. This was just a haphazard throwing seeds all over the place, like the birds do here at our house. And maybe there is something to that. I know that as we at First, as Pastor Stanton and I have considered with our leadership what worship, what life, what faith looks like during this time. There's been a lot of sowing of wild seeds, or sowing seeds wildly, just to try and figure out what works and what doesn't. And so maybe that's something to consider too. The Holy Spirit. She's an interesting one. So I'll be pondering seed sowing this cold December, not so cold December day. Maybe it's not too late to go sow some wildflower seeds or something. Whatever your day may bring, I hope that the seeds that you plant are seeds of love and joy and peace during this Advent season. Be well, dear ones. Be kind, for Christ is with you.